Hey y'all. We're gonna do a get ready with me because I pretty much finished my makeup, but I'm just getting dressed and about to style my hair a little bit. So I'm about to go see my guy, and he's gonna drop the car off to get some maintenance, and we're gonna have lunch and plan our staycation a little bit probably. Yeah, I think we'll probably talk because I think where I want to go. So today, um, this morning when I was leaving the gym, there's this woman that I talked to, one of the trainers, and she's in her 40s, and she knows I date a variety of men. And, y'all know, if you've been following the channel, you know that as I've been exploring and growing and leveling up, I've been experiencing some people come in, out, etc., etc. And so therefore, she was like, well, that guy, still around. The last one I told her was like, well, he is. In fact, I'm going to see him later today because he wants to he wants to get the car serviced. So I'll see him later. And she was like, okay. And she's asking these questions, and then she's like, well, do you know if he's ever worn a hood? I was like, what? What are you talking about? She's like, has he ever worn a hood? I'm like, well, what do you mean? And she's like, like one of those hoods, or did his dad or his grandfather wear one of those? Because I was like, I do not know what his grandpa did. But what I do know, what I can tell you, is that the terrorizing that I have experienced in my life was at the hands of my dad, terrorizing my house and beating up my mom and terrorizing my house. So that I know about, that I can tell you about. But I don't know anything. I don't know what his granddad was doing. I don't really care. And she's like, well, you really need to know. You need to find out if it's in him. I'm like, well, I mean, I have more experience with misogynoir than I do with overt white racism. So I can better tell you about that. I can better tell you about colorism. I can better tell you about texturism, and I can better tell you about featureism because I've experienced more of that in my life than I have overt racism. So I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but I'm just saying from like a practical standpoint. So why would I be worried about something that's a freak possibility versus something that is very prevalent that is everyday effective? Like it makes no sense. Like, well, yeah, they do terrorize and they do these things, but at least after they do after they do all that terrorizing, they're going to they're going to stay with the community. But how would you know that white man is going to stay with you? Like, what, girl? I don't know. I don't think about a doomsday scenario. I pretty much just go day by day. I'm not thinking about a doomsday scenario. Well, I'm just saying, well, maybe he would choose you if he's your wife. I mean, if you're his wife. Oh man, I'm sitting up here putting, wife on you. And I'm like, oh, I don't think like that, and I don't think any Black woman should think like that. I think that Black women should make individual dating choices for her own best interest. And I don't think that Black women need to be thinking about community loyalty or anything like that because it's not reciprocal and it's stupid at this point. Hey, Smiles, it's stupid. You need to make the individual choice that's going to be right for you. And I was like, don't Black men do whatever they want, and they'll tell you to your face with their full chest, I like light skin, I like this, I like good hair are like blah blah blah, and they don't feel any ways about it. They don't care what you think. They don't care that you're loyal. They don't care about any of that. They just do whatever they want because they go after what it is that they want to do. So what sense does it make for you to be making your decisions based off of someone else or what the community is going to think about you? It's silly at this point, especially since we've had all different conversations. Up until this point, we've had various different conversations. She has complained a lot. Okay, she has complained a lot about trash situations, trash relationships and whatnot. So you are complaining about these trash relationships, but you're telling me that you're trying to fearmonger me with this doomsday scenario. And what if my guy is racist? Well, I wouldn't be able to know because all I know is that I'm getting treated like a princess and going on trips and getting all this stuff. So if that's what is that what racism looks like? Okay, sign me up. Girl, if this is racism, sign me up. Like, what about misogyny? Like, how many times have Black women got with Black men only to find out that they don't even like Black women? They don't even like Black, let alone love. They don't even like. Like, how many Black women have been placeholders while they level up to get their preference? So, are you out here telling Black women, "Oh, beware of him. He might be using you"? Are you going out there and telling, typically African-looking women or dark-skinned women or women with kinky textured hair or whatever the case may be, "Oh, be careful. You're with that guy." But what if he's a closeted colorist? What if he's a closeted texturist? What if you don't even like Black women? You're investing all this energy and giving him your best years and you don't know. That's how silly you sound when I'm sitting up here living my best life and you're trying to fearmonger me and tell me what if my dude is racist. Girl, you have to understand that you're making no sense. You're not looking out for my best interest because obviously between the two of us, who do you think is in the more comfortable situation? You see how I move. You see I'm always taken care of. I'm always smiling. I'm always happy. I'm always every weekend. You're like, where are you going this weekend? And I tell you about my various little dates and things that I have going on. Never have you heard me with any struggle situation. Never have you heard me telling you about a dusty date. Never have you heard me complaining about being treated badly about any man that I'm entertaining. You've never heard that. So where's this concern coming from? Like, it's just like, it's not authentic, it's not real, girl. This is all you projecting. And I feel sorry for any younger woman who does not know any better. She's probably got about 10 years on. But it's like, I feel sorry for younger women who don't know any better, who will sit up and let you fearmonger them. Or when you're trying to go out, you're trying to venture out to do your best interest, you have these people with this Black male worshiping ideology to try to scare you back into line, to try to scare you back into dealing with us. So these women who are sitting up here dating these guys that are coming out of prison, you're not fear mongering them. Well, what if he has a flashback? What if he has PTSD? What if the behavior that he learned in prison, comes back up and attacks you or whatever the case may be? Or, are you afraid? You're not warning women about that, but you're trying to tell me that I'm getting treated so amazingly, but I need to be worried about if my dude's grandfather had a hood on. Like, you have to understand how crazy this shit sounds. It's crazy. It's like a fake concern. Your fake concern. Like, girl, that is the least of your worries. That is the least of your worries. That's the least of my worries. If somebody's grandparent was involved with something years ago that I don't even know about, that doesn't have anything to do with me today, girl, I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about that. I can tell you about my crazy ass dad who terrorized my house. He wasn't in the KKK. So what was his motivation for terrorizing us? That's like a real live misogynoir, up close and personal. What was his motivation? Was he secretly in the KKK? Why did he hate Black women and children? Why was he so abusive to his own wife and children? Was he in the KKK? Like, girl, if you want to talk about abuse, if you want to talk about lynching or being strangled or being terrorized or being threatened, your life being threatened, I can talk to you about that. We can have a conversation, but it ain't gonna have nothing to do with no white man because I don't know nothing about. I can't speak. I can only speak from my own personal experiences, and I can speak to Black men being violent in the home. That's what I can tell you about. Okay, that's what I can. If you want to have a conversation, we can, but I don't think you want to go there because that can get real deep, real heavy, real fast. And I don't even think that you're prepared for that. But you're trying to fearmonger me behind something that doesn't, I'm not afraid of because I don't have any reason to be afraid. The fake concern is like super annoying. If you want to stay in struggle, just say that. Because I'm just trying to work out and I'm about to go home. You're the one who's initiating a conversation with me, asking me, what am I doing or how's things going with my man? And I'm telling you that they're going amazing and I'm about to see him today. And then now you want to sit here and talk about some, well, how do you know his grandfather wasn't racist? Girl, because if it's in him, it could come out at any time. Girl, listen, let me tell you this. Any situation that I'm in, it doesn't matter who it is or what the situation is. Anytime something that is not serving me, I'm out. Doesn't matter the race or the color or anything like that. I take everything day by day. I literally take everything day by day. Trust me. If my man wasn't treating me good, I'm out. Okay, because I don't subscribe to struggle love the way you do. If love is no longer being served at the table, I'm leaving. Okay, but fortunate for me, I have an abundance of love that's being served all the time, every day. Okay, every day this man puts a smile on my face. Literally every day, I am happy and I'm feeling great. So what it would prompt you to make me try to think about a doomsday scenario that does not exist? It doesn't exist. Literally. It literally doesn't exist. But with some of the dudes that you're going out with, you don't even need a doomsday scenario. Because on your average Tuesday, you guys are taking. So you don't even have to wait. You don't even have to wait for an apocalyptic racial war. This apocalyptic racial war that Black men have brainwashed you into think that's happening, and they want you to believe that your man is going to turn on you at the last minute. Well, Black men don't even need a reason to fucking turn on you. They just do that shit automatically without even thinking about it, and it's not even an apocalypse. So help me understand, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's why I be telling y'all, like, these guys don't even be in women's spaces. But the ideology and the brainwashing is so effective. It's been so effective over the years that they don't even have to be around for Black women to try to keep other Black women in line and to keep other Black women in a state of Black male worshiping culture. Why care about a grown man's grandparents' politics if they are even alive today? They are over 80. Yeah, no, his grandfather has been gone on to glory, bro. Okay, his daddy is gone on to glory too. And one thing that I could tell you for certain, a lot of Black women who position themselves properly, because there's a lot of, like, you would be surprised. I think we were talking the other day about, like, how many conservative men are attracted to the Black women. If Black women can position themselves right, you can get a hold of some of that inheritance that some of those racist ass men left to their sons. Okay? And that's on period, boo. He could have been as racist as he want to be, but I bet you what, I'm going to be spending some of that inheritance. I sure am. Thank you very much. I bet you we're going to be having some stock transfers and some wealth transfers over to me and my children. That much I can guarantee. And any Black woman that plays her cards right should be able to maneuver some stuff for herself. So I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about that. Black women don't have to think about all this socio-political, all this extra stuff for her individual dating and love choices. It's not our responsibility, because you are not lecturing Black men who date out and do whatever they want to do. You're not lecturing them. You're not questioning their choices, because you inherently, because you're Black male worshiping, you believe that they should be able to do whatever they want. Whatever is going to make them, happy, or whatever the case may be. Whatever they say that that's what they want, even though they can't make anybody happy. But nonetheless, they're going to sit up there and say that. And you're not over there questioning them. Oh, what if Ling Ling poisons your food because she really don't like Black men? What if, Anna Maria really don't even like you? She's just trying to get to a bag. She's just trying to, woo. What if she Brittany Renner's you? What if she thinks you're pretty stupid, but, she's just getting with, she's undesirable in her community, and you're stupid enough to worship her white skin. She don't have to really have anything else going for herself besides being white. Are you over there doing all that for them? No, you're sitting up here focusing on me, which is the wrong thing. I'm sitting up here happy. You see me every now and then. We have different times that we go to the gym, but you've never seen me distraught or out of sorts or anything like that. I will never have no bad stories. I'll never have no struggle love stories the rest of the ladies having. But somehow you have a fake concern. Girl, no ma'am. We will not. I just really think, like, everybody is definitely everybody is not ready for this information. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not ready to get out of their situation. Some people are actually, I think, just content complaining where they are, but they are not ready to get out of it. And when they see you trying to climb out, they will try to ask these underhanded questions, pretending like they're concerned, to try to lure you back into the dysfunction. It's like, girl, please understand that I do not care about that. And you shouldn't either. But at this point in time, I feel like, you know what? If you want to be concerned, then do it. You want to be concerned about a group of people, a group of men that's not concerned about you. Do you think that if the shoe were on the other foot and there was a black man who got a spicy Latina or a Ling Ling or whoever, and he was telling his homeboy about it, do you think that his homeboy would lecture him about uh what if she don't really like you for you and all this and this and that? Or do you think he's going to um give him a high five or a pound? Yeah, I don't think she can relate. Because I was gonna do another live where basically I was gonna just kind of break down, because this is the same woman who told me, she was like, getting frustrated, and she was like, well, I told her, I was like, well, why don't you, open up your options and stuff like that? Why do you keep on putting yourself in the same situation expecting for a different outcome? Why don't you open it up and see how things can go for you? And she was like, well, I think I'm too black. That was her words. I think I'm too black. And I was like, well, what does that mean? Because I mean, she's lighter than I am. So I'm like, what do you mean you're too black? What do you mean? Well, I'm just saying, I just think I'm too black, not like dark, but I'm too black. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I feel like you never know until you try. So don't count yourself out until you put yourself out there and just see, what can happen. You never know. You just never know. But that's her mentality. Like, she feels that way. And as I just started to think about it, I think that, when you're in a situation like that, I think that there may be certain aspects of yourself that you don't like, and you're associating those aspects with blackness. Like, maybe what you're really trying to say is that you want to refine yourself, and that's a noble gesture. That's a noble um endeavor. Maybe you want to refine yourself, and that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with being black. That's just desiring refinement. There's plenty of, unrefined people of all races. So you don't have to associate the negative aspects of yourself with blackness. You don't have to associate that with blackness, when in fact maybe you just want to refine yourself, like I said. So it's not a matter of being too black to open up your options. That's what black men want you to believe. And they come up here and they get on these panels and they keep repeating the same talking points over and over and over again, that they'll keep repeating. It's like, when people are delusional and they think like, I'll just keep repeating the same thing over and over again until it's true. And I think that that's what they do, especially when it comes to black women expanding their options. They're like, well, nobody wants you. Well, that's interesting that you say that, because I have like 1,000 I have like 1,000 people that's already swiped on me. So this is an interesting way of demonstrating that I'm unwanted. The problem is that you want me to be unwanted, but it doesn't matter what you want. I am wanted and desired. No matter how much you keep saying, no matter how much you keep saying it, you can say it till you're blue in the face. Black women are out here living their best life, and they're not even thinking about your ass. That's what you call projection.
That's what you call projection. When you are the one who's undesired and you keep saying that we're undesired. I think I'm going to wear flats today. I normally wear heels when I see him, but I don't know. Let me see. I think I'm just going to wear flats. Yeah. I just don't feel like wearing heels today. I don't know. I'm probably going to wear the heels, actually. I say I'm not going to wear them, but I'm going to wear them. But yeah, y'all, that was just like a whole interesting conversation that happened today. Like, girl. And then another little criticism I hear is like, not necessarily from this woman, but from other women, is, oh, what if the family's racist? What if the family doesn't accept you? And I'm like, well, if that's the case, then Black women should be really good at handling that. Because how many times do Black women get with Black men, and Black men have this weird relationship with their mother that's like almost semi like pedophilic or something, and the mama doesn't think that any woman is good enough for her son, and she gives the woman hell for the duration of the marriage. That happens a lot when Black women marry Black men. The mama will try to sabotage your marriage, you know, when he don't come home or he act the fool, he go to his mama house, you know, and the mama is happy to receive him because she told him not to marry you anyway because you're not good enough. I was like, if you're talking about rejection from a mama, then Black women should be really good at that, because there's all kinds of toxic family dynamics when it comes to that, and the mama not, the family not accepting the wife, or you know what I'm saying? So what's the difference between a toxic ass Black mother-in-law versus a racist mother-in-law who maybe she don't like you and she don't really have a conversation with you, but you just go on and live your life and keep spending her son's money? What's the difference? I guess the difference is resources. Because with the first option, you're going to be dealing with a toxic mother-in-law and doing 50-50, which is really 99-1, and you're going to be breaking your back for no reason at all and still dealing with a toxic mother-in-law, versus having a potentially racist mother-in-law. You see her a couple times a year, you live your best life. Like, who gives a shit? I am not thinking about, is my partner's family, like, is my partner's mom racist? That does not come to my mind when I'm doing the best thing that I want to do for myself. And I think that Black women should just go off and do what they want to do for themselves and not necessarily think about solving the world's problems through her relationship. Your relationship is something that's supposed to be personally beneficial. Black women should choose relationships that are personally beneficial to her as an individual woman. She does not have to take into consideration anybody or any socio-political, economic, all this extra stuff. Y'all steady, people always trying to politicize Black women's dating choices and marriage choices. When it shouldn't be like that. And the more we stop caring, eventually they'll stop projecting and spewing their bullshit onto us. It's like, because I can show you better than I can tell you that I don't care. I'm going to do me. It's like, girl, you see all these women coming in here with all these struggle conversations, and I come in here floating in here. I come floating in here and I'm glowing, and you sitting up here trying to lecture me. I'm the last person that you need to be trying to lecture, because I'm doing all right. I'm doing great. I'm doing fabulous. I am living my best life. Okay. Seriously. I'm living my best life. Black people can be racist. So what? Yeah, they can be against black women. What about the misogynoir? And why aren't you warning women about that? That's more of a common issue than anything else. They're not concerned. They want you to stay with them in their demise. Yeah. With Pookie, every day is a doomsday. I'm trying to tell you, 48% of domestic violence of DV is more of a worry to me. Yeah, seriously. Hi, Alexander. I'd rather have a racist mother-in-law than a mammy mother-in-law. Yeah, exactly. Because usually, like, if a mother-in-law is racist and you're dealing with an individual who's healthy, it's like that's gonna have minimal it's gonna have minimal impact on you. It's not to say that it doesn't have any impact, but you really just have to kind of pick and choose like what kind of obstacles that do you want to endure. And as black women, because of hundreds of years of different situations, we have very unique circumstances. And we really have to maneuver the world as it is for our own personal benefits, constantly evaluating the best next step. Constantly evaluating what is the next best step, what is, what are the risks, what are the rewards, what is the end goal that I'm trying to accomplish, what am I trying to do, and then making decisions from there. And that isn't to say that any decision is perfect or without um you know flaws or complications or negative aspects, but ultimately picking the best thing. So when you start, making a chart of access to resources, stability, school district, life insurance, security, possible inheritance, and all of those things, and then you start comparing that to um, debt, you know, bad credit, or you know, lack of resources, living in the hood, da 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 da. And then you're like, okay, well, in this sense, maybe this choice is the better one given all these factors. But I'm just thinking back. There was one of my girlfriends who she ended up getting with this guy, and she had fully black children, and she took the children to the mom's house, and the mom, like, I guess didn't talk to the kids and stuff like that. And so they were very kind of like overtly um mean to the children or just ignored them. But keep in mind, her own black father ignored her children for years before that. And that was wrong. And he was just, there's reasons behind that, just a weirdo. And he didn't blah 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 accept the children because she didn't get married the way he wanted her to and stuff like that. So he ignored them for years. So was the white lady ignoring them for one day annoying and off-putting? Yes. But also her father ignored them for like 5 years. And that's their own blood grandfather. So I think bad behavior is bad behavior, but I think that sometimes black people want to add extra sauce to it when it's has a racist overtone or a racist undertone, or it's been enacted by a white person, but then absolve black people for doing the exact same thing. Many times, if you meet a functional Black man, he is the only functional one in his circle. His friends and family try to box you out because they need his money and his couch to sleep on. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen that a lot over the years. Absolutely. Yeah, because sometimes the moms do have an interest in like keeping the wife at bay because they feel like they should be taken care of. They have a certain amount of entitlement, to their son, and they don't think that. And also, if they were like struggling their whole life and they always did it themselves, they have a disdain when their son takes care of another woman. They feel like, and I mean, I've witnessed that even from my own mom, and we can get into that later about her, clashing with my brother's wife and what my brother does for his wife and their children. And my mom feels she used to say stuff like, even when he was with his child's mother, and my brother has always been pretty hands on, even when he was a bandit. He's always been pretty hands on with his children. So he would cook, he would take care of the children, he cleaned, he washed clothes, he would do all of these things. And my mom would disparage him by saying, "Oh, he's over there being Mr. Mom." That's what she would do to kind of like disparage him taking care of his children. Oh, he's over there being Mr. Mom while she's just out doing whatever she wants to do. Who does she think she is? So, because my mom didn't have any help inside of our house in raising us, she has a disdain for my brother participating with his children doing domestic duties, washing the dishes, cooking for them, serving them breakfast, lunch, dinner, washing the clothes, cleaning up after them, playing, all the things. And there's a lot of Black moms like that. Like, this is not unique to my mother. There's a lot of Black moms like that. So there are challenges either way it goes. And then they try to scare you like, oh no, don't deal with those challenges because those challenges are racist. You need to stick over here to these challenges. And you know what, the funny thing that lady said after, her, presenting this doomsday to me, she says, um, well, I told her, I was like, well, my dad did this and that in the house, and he was a terrorist, but he wasn't in the KKK. She said something like, well, yeah, a Black man can terrorize you, but at least he'll stay with us in the Black community. And I was like, what? I, if someone's a terror, why would you want them in the community? If someone is in the family system that's beating their wife and children, why wouldn't they be excommunicated? Why do they get a free pass to continue to abuse other women and children? That's Black male worship. That's what that is. That she would even think of that she would even rationalize to make that thought of, I worship you so much, it doesn't matter what you do. I'm grateful to be at the altar to worship you. Seriously, yeah. Though says I had to reprogram my mind to stop believing that non-Black men or people are racist. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's been a process. It's been a process, but I think the best thing is like going out and doing it. And like another thing is like they try to say that, oh, white women, aren't gonna stand for you coming over and da 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 da. The last time, okay, not the last time, but like the second to the last time. Hold on, no. We've had so many dates, I don't know, but like one of our more recent dates, Teddy and I went out and we went out dancing, and we were we were coming back from the dance floor, and this white woman pulled him to the side and she told him some things, and then we got back to the seat, and then I was like, babe, what did she say? And he said, she told me that you're absolutely gorgeous, you are so beautiful and graceful, and that I better treat you right. This is an older woman, an older white woman who told him that. And this has happened on other occasions as well, that I'll be out and white women will look at my guy and be like, yeah, good one. You know, so this made up strife and drama that they're trying to create, that we're going to have all these problems with white women, that hasn't been my experience. Normally when I go out, I get a lot of compliments. You know, and it's like, I'm not in the trailer park, obviously. You know, I'm not in low quality places. I'm in high quality places. I get compliments. They're like, oh, I like your outfit. Oh, you look cute. Or, oh, what are you drinking? And it's just regular chit chat and networking. There's no there's no issue. And even if people believe what they want to believe quietly, I'm not experiencing it personally. Personally, I'm not experiencing any problems. And I think that um part of getting over what you think people are going to think about you, or what you think people, types of impressions that they will have about you once you start going and venturing into different areas and doing different things. Once you get there, then you get the real deal. Cozy says, I've had very pleasant experiences with non-black women. There are jealous Karens, but it is 2021, not 1921. Yeah, seriously. And you know the thing about dealing with Karens, because I've run into a couple. The thing about Karens is they're very ego driven. So as long as you know how to handle someone with a fragile ego, you can manipulate the situation. You know what I'm saying? I have, like, the last time I the last time I had dealt with a Karen, before she knew it, she was serving me drinks. Okay. So you just have to learn how to maneuver fragile egos to get what you want. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be friends with Karen. I don't want to go to Karen's house for Thanksgiving. I don't want to like be BFF with Karen. I want to maneuver the particular situation that I'm in at that given time to get what I want. That's what I think about. I think about strategy. I think about getting through the day. Solving I don't think about solving Karen's racism. I'm not trying to heal Karen. I'm not trying to enlighten Karen. I don't give a shit what Karen does after this particular transaction that I'm doing. I'm just thinking about coming out on top of the particular transaction or situation that I'm doing at the time. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not trying to make a grandstand for humanity. I'm getting through the transaction in a lucrative manner. And I think more Black women are going to have to start thinking strategic about getting through and maneuvering different situations with unsavory people. That's how I feel about it. All right, I got to go meet my honey, y'all, okay? Because I'm always late. I'm not going to be late today. So thank y'all for tuning in. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and please do share. All right, peace.